What do warlords and the might of the USSR have in common? A weapon. Hailed for its reliability, a symbol of resistance so powerful it's even depicted on a flag. Wherever NATO shows up, most likely they'll face off against it. As the Cold War came to an end, some former Warsaw Pact members still had, or they still have, a stockpile of these. Some might also see it as a tool of oppression, quelling rebellions, and some a call for freedom. No matter which side you're on, the icon is one of few that almost all can name. Welcome to Weapon Blueprints, where today we'll take a look at the AK-47. On a quick side note, while there's many variants of AKs, I won't be going into the well actually side of which AK this would actually be. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's move on. While the AK isn't in the game in its default state, we do have a version that is based on a squad machine gun concept. Take the AK, add a heavy barrel, a larger magazine, and a bipod, and boom, a cheap-ish pseudo machine gun, which of course in Battlefield means the RPK-M. So how do we take this machine gun and transform it back to an AK? A base that you can take over and customize however you want. The first thing we're going to do is just get rid of the heavy barrel. While we don't need it since we're not expecting our AK to provide sustained fire like the RPK, so for that we'll choose the 419mm bore F barrel, the shortened non-heavy option that is based on the assault rifle barrel. Of course, the massive downside to a shorter barrel is a reduction in velocity, in our case from 670 to 536 meters a second. While we do get buffs to our hip fire, the fact that our velocity is lower than even all the carbines, bar the SIG 553R, somehow trying to build an assault rifle from a machine gun gives us stats that are below even carbine standards. The next change is another one that makes the RPK more into an AK, the 30 round mag. While the decrease in ammo means we need to make more shots count, 10 rounds at that capacity isn't really a massive loss since it's more than enough to take out not just one or two enemies. Another side benefit is the lesser weight of the smaller magazine from the base, which gives us faster ADS speed to compensate for the fact that we can't have a cost lower than the default 5. The added aim speed also puts us in line with the assault rifle default. Lastly, to add to our aesthetic remodeling from RPK to AK, we'll add the slanted brake, the RPK's unique version of the single port brake. This does add a minor reduction in recoil, which for our base unmodified gun is better than nothing. Of course, as always, not having a flash hider means you'll be seen immediately upon firing, which in the current climate of Battlefield 6 means you'll stick out quickly and be a top target for players around you. So that's our base build. A little different as we don't want to use all of our budget, so we can upgrade the pseudo AK to fit our needs a little better. The 65 points is more than enough to build a more solid all-around gun. Personally, I enjoy the stippled stubby and the BF6 on my default loadouts, but having such a low velocity might make me switch to my go-to close range optic, the ROM sight. While this is my personal preference, this loadout really is meant to be a base so that we can build an AK in Battlefield 6. While not exactly the most practical base build, the AK does give you a more assault rifle-esque gameplay to the more lumbering RPK. Statistically, the attachments needed to make the AK will make it resemble more a carbine than a proper assault rifle. The mobility upgrades can make gunfights more forgiving in a fast-paced era of the game. For those who already employ a more close-range sight, the change of velocity might not matter that much since you might not be able to see targets that might make you struggle to hit your shots. Just remember that low velocity means that hitting moving targets at a further range is more of a challenge. The upside of the AK loadout is that you still do have a 3-shot kill up close, and playing to that strength is key to succeeding with this loadout. The only downside is that being a heavier intermediate round means the 3-shot kill quickly drops off and you'll be on par with the rest of the non-7.62 NATO or 2.77 Fury weapons faster than you think, which continues to play more towards a CQB style of gameplay. Keep in mind that even though the break is meant as more a visual aesthetic than practical one, this more open build means you can switch it if you want, but be warned that Kalashnikov might roll in his grave if you dare change anything. That is entirely up to you, and your spot in the gulag will be reserved and a free one-way ticket will be given to you. Remember to take advantage of the up-close damage and to keep engagements close, since hitting anything moving might yield mixed results. A classic of the Cold War, one that feels off if it's not included in any game after World War II. While we do have bigger AK, it's just not the same. The gold standard of reliability, anything with the same characteristic, is usually referred to as the AK of the type. If you have to take on the entirety of NATO by yourself, then so be it. So thank you very much for watching, and see you next time for another Weapon Blueprint.